People come to me because I'm different. We don't have long bullshit client care letters saying what you do, how we complain and what our hourly rates are. We just get on with it. We are tough and quick and efficient. We do a lot of divorce work and children work, and all the books say that children and money don't mix, when in the real world that's exactly what happens. Mummy, usually mummy, says, you can't see little Johnny this weekend because I haven't had my money. And we are very aware of that. We're always in touch with Families Need Fathers. And we work in the real world of divorce. And the real world of divorce is taping calls, opening the post, offshore companies, videoing. We had one wonderful case where the husband came home from the City of London, and this is what the affidavit said. My husband is a drunk. He came home from the City of London and called me a fucking cow and slapped my arm. The following night, the same thing happened. I then raised our family video camera and began to record and film him on the advice of Rodney Hylton-Potts. To my surprise, he became even more angry. I now exhibit AB1, the receipt for the broken camera. So, this is my good friend Sonny Ray. Sonny came to me, must be quite a long time. How long has it been, Sonny? How long have you been paying me money?
Since the year 2000.
2000.
I think, yeah.
We advise clients how to dress in court. I don't like beards or facial hair. I personally get clients to shave off beards or facial hair, moustaches, going to court. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my view.
Yes.
Well, our aim is to get you your building.
Yes.
You went to an auction.
Yeah.
You paid 10%.
That's right.
You had a deal, and he's shitting on you because he's broken
Yes,
the deal.
yes.
It's as simple as that.
Yes.
And he will be exposed. And all they're trying to do is bury you with paper and expense to stop you
That
going to
is
court.
what I noticed.
We help clients who are going broke to start again, to delay payments. We grind down the other side, and above all, what we do very simply is this. On a file, we have the client's aims, which might be divorce, children, money, collecting money, not paying money, keeping their house, or whatever. And we're very simple, we go for those aims. Before we get to the trial, I will meet you with the meter off, no fee, and I'm going to grill you. I'm going to pretend to be the other barrister, okay? And I'm going to give you such a hard time.
Okay.
That's what we do, and then you're ready for the questioning, and you'll find it quite pleasant after me, because I will give you such a hard time.
Okay.
And I'll try and catch you out. I'll say, look at this document, and I'll change subjects. I'll go from the repairs to the dates to the shop, the mini-cabbing, the Cypriots. You dodge around, and I'll try and tie you up in knots, confuse you, humiliate you, make you forget things, and you'll think, shit! And then you're ready for the trial. It won't be as bad as that. That's what we do.
Okay.
One interesting case I had recently was a lady who came to see me, and she said, Rodney, I'd like your advice about a letter I've had. I've highlighted the relevant bit. And she had, and it was in an orange pen. And it said, this is from a former boyfriend, it said, you are a good fuck. She said, I want action. I said, what action would you like? She said, I want action, you're the best, action. I said, well, okay. There are two hurdles to overcome. Number one, do you find the letter offensive? Oh yes, she said, very offensive. I said, number two, it mustn't be true, is it? She said to me, you're not a proper lawyer. What's your advice? I said, take the letter home, madam, put it on the wall, frame it in your loo, and thank God it didn't say you're a bad fuck. Sitting opposite me is my good friend and my client, Christopher Carter. Now, I've just taken over a case for Chris from his union solicitors, which is very flattering because they're free. The reason they're free is because they're completely useless. The first document I read in this case says, value exceeding £50,000. You might have spotted this.
I've never received that one.
Okay. Value £50,000. So I go to the very first thing, and it says, we expect to recover in excess of £15,000. So the very first thing the judge reads is incompetence. So I make that point. It's much easier to criticise than to praise. But this, I'm afraid, is just another case. Now, this case goes to court in October? 11th of October, we know when it goes to court. And what happened was that Chris was injured on a BA flight, and they've admitted liability, but they say he's swinging the lead. They say he's a complete rogue, and he's not really hurt at all. But as you see, as he sits before me, a sad cripple. We had a dinner party, and the old chestnut comes out. I always make it sound like it's always ladies. It's just a tease, but it often is. Oh, Rodney, how can you defend somebody you know who's guilty? Well, first of all, we don't know. It's not our role to know who's guilty. That's the jury's job, or the judge's job, to rule on whether somebody's guilty or not. Our job is to present their defence, which is a different issue altogether. But people say, oh, come along now, you must know somebody's guilty. You obviously have your views, like anybody else. But this particular lady, having sort of given me a hard time for defending scum, went to Harvey Nichols, and she was caught shoplifting. And she phoned me up, and all the discussion about ethics, morals, law, went out of the window. She said, get me off Rodney, or get me off Rod. And now I'm called Get Me Off Rod. And we got her off by using a doctor's. Tinnitus. Now, what do you say tinnitus is?
It's a ringing in the ears. When you hear boxers say they get ringing in the ears from a punch, I was knocked out, and when I came round, I got this continuous, to me, it's like water running the whole time, a whooshing in the ears.
Is it every day?
All the time.
Is it now?
Now, yes.
Every waking moment?
Every week. I cannot get to sleep till I'm tired. Sometimes 2 in the morning. I've even tried alcohol.
You've tried alcohol?
Yes, which not a very good idea.
I don't know about that.
But I was drinking.
And I believe that the union lawyers suggested £5,000.
That's
what
right.
do you think about that figure?
Well, 2,500 for each year for something that British Airways consultant said you're going to have for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I think that's rather appalling. That means I cannot work because I cannot sleep.
Sure.
I get no more than 4 hours sleep.
Yeah.
I have to wear ear defenders, special hearing aids in both ears.
And what do they call those defenders? They've got a name, haven't they?
It's got a noise.
There's a name. So you put it isn't like an ear plug. It's a thing that makes a different noise.
Yes, that's right. To actually drown out about 4 hours a day, I wear these. It gives a high-pitched noise.
Does your wife know about these problems?
Yes.
There's no statement from your wife in here. Does she support you in this case?
Yes.
There's no statement from her. There's no statement from your daughter. Does she support you?
Yes.
Has it ever been suggested that they should give statements?
No.
Okay.
Are there any cases you won't take on?
None. On the contrary, none at all. I take on, assuming people pay the fee, I would take on the most wicked. Child molesters is the one that often springs to mind. We're too late to sue in America. I want to meet wife, daughter. Disabled badge is on checklist. Disabled badge. How does disabled badges work? I wouldn't want the judge to think that you were really over-egging the pudding. We're doing a case at the moment of what we call the spanking school teacher. Now, our client is 50, and he is a teacher, no criminal previous convictions, impeccable references. He was accused of indecent conduct. He's a music teacher, and when a boy drums well or plays the instrument well, he congratulates the boy by ruffling the boy's hair, holding his shoulder, or if the camera can follow me, he does this. Well done, boy, off you go. Touches a boy's bottom. and in one boy said, the schoolmaster, squeeze his bottom like that. Now that is politically incorrect these days, and unwise. But is it a crime? Because the boys, one boy went to a parent who went to the teacher, and all the boys who have had their bottoms touched now come along and say, I've been groped. That's a nasty case. Would I take that case? We have taken that case. I personally think that he is a very unpleasant child molester. That's my view about him. Good. Well, that was very useful, and I hope that will progress your case. And as we say, this is a legal expression, we're going to fuck him. This was a guy who came to me, another shoplifting case. He came to me, and he was shoplifting again in Harvey Nichols, as it happens, and he came from Algeria, and he went round the shop stealing ladies' items, ladies' underwear, ladies' combs for the hair, ladies' stuff. And he came to me with his girlfriend, his mistress in London, and I said, who were the items for? So were they for your wife, for your girlfriend, for you? And he said, no, they're for my wife. The girl goes crazy and says, stop the credit card. We got him off for medical reasons. We ground the prosecution down with repeated adjournments. We got him a Harley Street doctor who said that he would be confused, having taken pills and whiskey, and he was confused and so on. And they just dropped the case. So there's a guy who confessed to theft, was seen on CCTV committing the theft. I can't show you, tell me, for technical reasons, but he had a pair of gloves, and he does this, all on tape, inside his shirt like this. So completely guilty, but we got him off by just having more clout, more money. And that is the way it works. And people like the doctor can afford it, and that's why they get off. People come here because they like a no-nonsense business approach. I think that's the way to put it.